Hey everybody! So today, really cool, really fun video. 5 signs your manifestation is coming, like soon, real soon. Now, let's talk about soon real fast. You're on God's time, okay? And what I mean is like everything that exists, the whole entire universe, everything inside, outside the universe, and all the spaces in between, right? That's massive. So you're on God's time. Soon could be a month. It could be a week. I don't know. Like soon, like what we think of as soon. But it could be, I don't know, 6 months. So don't get upset. Don't click off. Oh, it's too long. I'm not going to wait 6 months. If you do that, you're pushing your manifestation away. And that's the first thing. That's the first sign. You've surrendered. Sign number 1, you've surrendered. You've surrendered. You're not worried about when. You're not worried about how. You're on God's time. God is so massive, this shit could take a while compared to what the ego says. The ego, it wants the outcome and it wants it right now, right? It's like a bratty little kid. I want it right now. Hurry up, right? Yeah, well, if you let the ego suck you in like that, it's going to take longer. It's just going to take longer. So you gotta surrender. There's a reason this is the first sign, because it affects all the other signs we're going to talk about. But you're just not worried about how it's going to happen. You're not worried about when it's going to happen. You might be curious about that. I do. I get curious about the how. I get curious about the when, but I don't really care. Overall, I trust God is going to bring me my manifestation. I've done the work. I know I am the money. I know I am the relationship. I know I am the health that I depend on. The big house, the better job, the whatever it is you want, right? I'm just completely surrendered. I know that God is going to bring me what I have chosen. I don't need to know how. I don't need to know when. I'm just not even focused on it that much, really. Now I'm going to skip ahead. The 5th sign is gratitude. And you know what they say? The first thing and the last thing you talk about, those are the things that people really pay the most attention to. But I wanted to skip ahead real fast on this talking point of surrender and talk with you about, or just mention the fact that, yeah, you're just not even focused on it. You're not worried about the how or the when. You're just grateful. So we'll come back around to that. So that's surrender. I trust implicitly God. Absolute trust. I have complete faith. You couldn't talk me out of it no matter how hard you try. I know it's going to happen, and you're not going to talk me out of it, which brings me to number 2. Intuition. Knowing. You've got a knowing that it's going to happen. And it might even be telling you it's going to happen pretty soon. And again, you're on God's time. It could be a couple of months, right? Or, I don't know, a year. And it just depends on how big your goals are. If it's like a really big goal, it could take a year. A year is soon. You know, the older you get, the faster time seems to go by. If it's a more medium-sized goal, yeah, it could be a couple months. Like it could be a couple weeks. It could. But again, you're surrendered. You're not even worried about it, right? The worst thing you could do is focus on when is it going to show up, right? Yeah, don't do that. You'll sabotage your efforts, right? But you don't need to do that. You just trust that it's already done. I have absolute faith and unshakable belief. Not hope. Not hope. Faith. You either got it or you don't. Faith is not the same as hope. Faith is, you don't need to have a lot of faith. You don't need to have a little faith. You either have it or you don't. Hope, you can have a lot or a little. Faith, it's different. It's either on or off, right? So that's what this is all about, this intuition. Now, let me describe to you what intuition is, just so we're clear. And I got such a great way of explaining it. There's no mistaking intuition. It's just like deja vu. Just like it. Now, the thing about deja vu that's weird is it's not concept. It's not the mind. It's not emotional. That's why when it happens, you're sitting there like, have I done this before? Did I do this yesterday? I think I did this yesterday. No, I didn't do it yesterday. Did I dream it? No. This is deja vu. Yeah, I'm having deja vu right now. I really feel like I've done this before, but did I? And blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so the mind is questioning. And it's going, I'm having deja vu. Now, you think you are the mind, right? That's what everybody does. That's why all of my students, no matter who you are, Twin Flames, Law of Attraction, whatever kind of student you are, I've got both coaching programs, my paid coaching programs, Twin Flames, Law of Attraction. One of the first things I have everybody do, read this book, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Why? Because he's showing you how to tap into your very soul. The name of the first chapter of his book, where is it? It's called, You Are Not Your Mind. You are not your mind. Right. So you think that it's you who's questioning, have I done this before? I'm having deja vu. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but that's not really you. That's the mind. You are the intuition or the deja vu. You are that knowing itself. You are that. That's the true self. Very interesting. Now, intuition, deja vu, different words, same thing, just different information. The information is what's different, because with intuition, it feels like deja vu, but the information is going to be something about the future, something about, like another person, perhaps, or something that's true for you. Okay? With deja vu, it's, I've done this before. Right, well, because you have. There's really no such thing as time. Well, there is and there isn't. It depends on how you look at it. It's relative. Okay? From the highest possible perspective, there's no linear time. Everything is happening simultaneously. But you, in the first person, you experience linear time. And that's really how time works, according to physics, too. That's been settled for 100 years. It's still very mysterious. There's still a lot of, back and forth argument about that. So it's maybe a little bit of a stretch to say that it's been settled, but what is settled about the topic of time is it's not just straightforward like we used to think it is, right? That much is for sure. Like, there's all this debate about how that works. Well, anyway, guys, that's intuition. You've got this weird, eerie knowing that you keep getting this information in the form of intuitive hits about your manifestation. And it could be that it's going to happen. It could be how it's going to happen. It could be when it's going to happen. It's usually not the latter two. It's usually just that it's going to happen. And you know what I would do if I was you? I would keep a journal. I do. I write down the date and the time that I get these intuitive hits. Pretty smart thing to do, guys, because you can go back after a year or two and you can start figuring out maybe what kind of a path you're on, if you know what I mean by that. Because you're working with divination. You are. And that's part of surrender too, by the way. You surrender to that. There's a plan. And there's a desire that you have to manifest something. Those aren't really separate, guys. Those aren't really separate. That's how this works. Okay, number 3. This one you're going to think is really exciting and fun to talk about. What I call precursor events. So, for example, you're trying to manifest like $50 million or some just crazy amount of money, right? And you can do that. It's just as easy for the universe to give you $1 as it is $10 million or $50 million. It takes literally no more effort. Interesting. So You're trying to manifest like $50 million. Okay. One day you get a check in the mail for 10,000 bucks. And you weren't expecting it. And it's legit. It's your money. You know, it's some little savings account, or maybe you paid too much in taxes and they gave you the difference back, or I don't know, something. Somehow a check for 10 grand shows up. It's not $50 million, but it was unexpected. Yeah, that's an example of a precursor event. Or you keep running into people from your past, or every once in a while people say certain things to you and your reaction is like this. You go, "What did you say? Huh, interesting." Because they're saying things like, "Yeah, man, you never know. You could strike it rich someday." Ha ha ha. And they say that to you and you're like, "Yeah, you never know, huh?" Just stuff like that. Just little interesting things popping up around you, guys. And they usually have some kind of a synchronicity about them too, don't they? Right. And this, again, this is like a really fun talking point for people to talk about. This is the kind of stuff that people like to hear. And guys, I'm telling you, this is all real stuff. These are things that I have experienced as I've manifested. It's a lot of fun, you guys. You live in a participatory universe. And the thing that people like about me is I'm the science guy, right? I'm the guy that's going, "Wait, no, you can explain this stuff." And even half the physics community is starting to realize, yeah, this stuff is real. They're just not telling you that on television. But there's lots of very serious minds. I'm going to put a video down below for you called "Proof the Law of Attraction is Real." I'll link it down below for you, where I cover a few very prominent, well-known mathematicians, physicists who are saying, yeah, this stuff is real, guys. And we've got lots of evidence to support it. They're just not telling you that on the mainstream. So it's a very exciting time to be alive. Science is going there. It is just so fascinating, you guys. But again, they're not going to tell you that on television. They're going to tell you, go back to your job, punch a clock, be a good little worker bee, pay your taxes, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, that stuff is important too. We all have to make money and you know, you got to put effort into life. You don't just get to be given stuff for free. You do need to work. But the thing is the media, the mainstream, they're telling you that's all there is, right? That's my point. And that's not all there is. There's so much more, guys. There's so much more. So check out that video down below. And also check out my Law of Attraction teachings playlist. It's called Manifest Your Dream Life. All of my Law of Attraction teachings on this YouTube channel. Free Law of Attraction coaching for you. Check that playlist out. It's a convenient way for you to find all of my Law of Attraction teachings. And there's another cool playlist about why some of this stuff works. I kind of dig into the science, called The Technology of Consciousness. Check those two playlists out, my friend, on this YouTube channel. Okay, number 4, you're having fun with life. Of course. Why? Because you've surrendered. You are receiving intuitive hits. You know it's going to happen. Intuition is proof, guys. And precursor events. Guys, this sounds like a lot of fun. You're carefree. You're just doing what you love doing, and you're just not worried about it. You're not stressed out about it. You aren't really focused on it. Again, you might be curious about it. You get curious. You could ask a few questions. You know, maybe do a tarot reading. One. Don't get obsessive and addictive, guys. Don't do that. You'll push it away because you're doubting it, you're questioning, you're worried about how it's going to happen, and the ego wants to take over and take control and ruin it for you. But again, you know, one little tarot reading maybe, it's not going to hurt. You know, talk to a psychic or something. But that kind of makes it fun, though, to just get one psychic reading or something, or an astrology reading or something, right? And to just look at the universe with such awe and just, wow, this is fucking cool. I'm having such a good time. I'm going out to dinner tonight. I'm going dancing. I'm having fun with this shit. I know that it's done. I was told, I was given an intuitive hit. Intuitive hits, that's 100% confirmation, you guys. I'm telling you, intuitive hit, when you receive an intuitive hit, it's done. It will happen. End of story. End of story. Now, the only exception to that would be if you receive an intuitive hit about something that's going to happen. When the event shows up and presents itself to you, you could actually say no. You could do that. But for almost all of the intuitive hits that you're going to be getting, why would you say no? There could be stuff that you say no to. You can say no, thank you, when it shows up. But still, if you receive an intuitive hit about it, you're going to be presented with the opportunity to do it. And again, for most of the things that you're being given intuitive insights about, why would you say no? I said no to one once, but guys, I've had hundreds and hundreds of intuitive hits. And there was one where when things showed up, I was like, you know what? I'm good. It was one thing. And what it was kind of like a toxic person from my past. Okay, so stuff like that. That's understandable. But I'm having so much gosh darn fun with life, I'm not even focused on it. Okay, number 5. This is so simple, guys. Gratitude. So all of these 5 talking points, I don't know if you noticed, but I keep kind of jumping around and tying them all together. Right. If you're having fun, if you're getting precursor events and you've surrendered, there's going to be lots of gratitude. You're very, very thankful that your desire is coming true, and it's getting closer and closer and closer by the day, my friends. I am so gosh darn excited, and I've got lots of gratitude. Gratitude. It's the easiest thing that you can do. Guys, I hope you found this video insightful and exciting. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week for another Law of Attraction video. See you then.